Have you ever been inspired to take a vacation simply by seeing an ad online or around town? Did the ad speak to you and unlock some hidden desire to venture to places unknown and sights unseen? Was there something about the presentation of the ad, the colors, the contrast, the scenery, the buildings, or something else that really struck you? My name is Kevin Dowdell, and today I will be breaking down the visual rhetoric components present in advertising for travel agencies. Travel agencies have a tough task. They must persuade people to spend potentially thousands of dollars and take days off, weeks off even, from their busy lives to travel to an unfamiliar place. These people risk running into financial, safety, and/or health problems while being far away from home. Advertising by travel agencies must get around these obstacles and convince people to travel, and to use their services when they do. Travel agencies do this by exploiting concepts of visual rhetoric in their advertising. They understand the nature of human interactions with visuals and use that to get their message across. One visual rhetorics textbook observes that, quote, "We learn who we are as private individuals and public citizens by seeing ourselves in images, and we learn who we can become by transporting ourselves into images." End quote. Travel agencies know this well and use this, along with other intricacies of visual rhetoric, to persuade their audience. We will analyze 3 examples of visual rhetoric used by 2 different travel agencies. First, however, I'd like to share a graphic created by Curtis Newbold, in Figure 1 here. This flowchart provides a very useful tool in analyzing the visual rhetoric strategies of travel companies. The chart shows the process that takes place when a person sees something, anything, and interprets it through their own unique lens. The eye takes in certain inputs of the visual source, like color, layout, shapes, and so on. These inputs are then fed into an internal, contextual filter in the mind, and the person applies personal values to interpret the visual inputs and give overall meaning to the source. I want to pick out 4 of the visual input factors in particular that stand out in the advertisements that we will look at: color, lighting, nature, and architecture. Now, these are not the only rhetorical strategies used in these ads. In any discussion of rhetoric, we must also pay attention to its classic pillars: ethos, pathos, and logos. In addition, other rhetorical tools we will see used in the ads are desire, nostalgia, and humor, though our main focus will remain on the visual input factors. Figure 2 is a photo from Booking.com released in promotion of their Super Bowl commercial this past February. The image here is not the ad itself, but a snapshot of what the company wants you to take away from the ad. I want to begin with color. You'll notice that shades of blue dominate throughout the ad, specifically 2 shades, a deep blue in the railing, in the window trim, and in the sea, and a lighter shade of blue in the sky, and in the cushions on the seating. Blue has often been identified as the color most people, at least most adults, favor, for the very reasons you see in this image: the bright blue sky and the sea. It gives people a feeling of connection with nature and the tranquility that comes with being in nature. Also, Melissa McCarthy is wearing a dress that could be called predominantly yellow. Yellow is considered a joyful color, a playful color, warm, and, of course, a color of the sun and light. The agency wants you to think of beautiful blue skies, soothing seas, and vibrant sun when you think about what they can offer you. The lighting in this photo is bright and lively. Many people considering a vacation want to experience this type of weather and bright sunny day while at their destination. The nature of visual input factors in this ad have been discussed: the sea and the sky. As far as architecture inputs, one theme of Booking.com ads seems to be depicting buildings and structures that give off either a European or a tropical feel. The ad here in Figure 1 seems to mimic Santorini's color scheme of white and blue, with Santorini being a famously scenic town in Greece, right on the Aegean Sea. In addition to color, lighting, nature, and architecture, the ad uses the rhetorical skill of desire, and, for those familiar with Melissa McCarthy, the ethos appeal of having a celebrity endorser. If she uses Booking.com and feels strongly enough to promote it, then, knowing her credentials and status, she must travel often for her acting work after all. We too should feel more at ease about using Booking.com. Figure 3 is an ad from the travel agency Expedia. You can see that the ad occupies a wall in a subway, tube stop, in London's underground. The most notable visual input factors in this ad are the coloring and the lighting. The yellow spotlight on the woman, or girl, shows that she's descending a staircase into the water in a presumably warm weather destination. The stairs and railings of the subway are transformed into wooden steps and railings. The yellow tint gives the encircled area a lively, energetic, warm feel, almost giving you the impression that you would be bathed in sunlight and warmth there. It provides a stark contrast with the darkened, monochromatic subway staircase around it. The contrast between the circular inlay and the rest of the image is one between nature and architecture. The ad is portraying nature as being much more attractive and pleasant than infrastructural architecture like a subway staircase, a place that is enclosed, claustrophobic, unnatural, and may or may not be dark. This ad is also an appeal to desire, for escape, and, to some people, might even be an appeal to nostalgia, if they too have had a similar experience to what the girl or young woman is experiencing here. This ad has strong pathos tones, playing on emotion and a yearning to break free from the doldrums of taking the subway to work or to school. The text on the bottom left changes in color from white to yellow, the yellow emphasizing the warmth and livelihood you can experience in a better place. The company logo on the bottom right sticks out as well, and helps imprint the company name in the reader's mind. Figure 4 here is a 20-second video commercial ad from Booking.com. As you watch, keep an eye out for the same visual impact factors as the previous two image-based ads, i.e., color, lighting, nature, and architecture.
At Booking.com, finding perfect isn't all that difficult. Beachfront property? No problem. Kitchen? How are you guys? Got it. And EV charging. This is a big tune. Grandma's into it.
Grandma's loving it.
Find your perfect place to stay. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
You notice the prominent blues and yellows throughout its short running time. The windsurfing sail has blue trim, Idris Elba's life jacket is blue and yellow, and the men are wearing dark blue shirts, while the grandma is wearing a yellow sweater. The ad takes place on a bright sunny day that gives the viewer the impression that the weather in this location is usually like this. It has the sea, the beach, lounge chairs on the beach, and the scenery and architecture of a Mediterranean destination. The commercial also has the ethos appeal of including a big-name celebrity endorser. Idris Elba exudes ethos throughout the ad in a few different ways. First, he seems to be windsurfing with ease, speaking to the camera while doing so. This implicitly portrays him as an expert, telling the audience that this is a great place for windsurfing, or other water activities. The family in the home seem to react to him with awe at the notion that they have been visited at home by such a famous person. They follow his lead by dancing in the car at the end of the ad. This tells us that we can trust him in his authority. He demonstrates decorum by fitting in with the family, and, again, leading them in an energetic dance, which further boosts his ethos appeal. Finally, the humor in the ad allows him to come off as calming and likable. This improves his ethos, because he knows how to put his audience at ease. To sum up, the three ads I've looked at in this video all use rhetorical visual input factors of color, lighting, nature, and architecture to manipulate the viewer and their response to the message. The ads use the classic pillars of rhetoric appropriately, mostly ethos, some pathos, and not much logos, depending on which ones will be more persuasive in terms of convincing the reader to book a vacation. Finally, the ads tap into desire, nostalgia, and/or the viewer's sense of humor to create positive reactions and engagement.